Hey guys, welcome back to iSoft Original, and today is another exciting edition of this screen recorder HD Pro software. Okay, at long last, what we were looking for or what we were waiting for is the settings tab. And the settings tab is very somehow complicated, but we will hold on to that. Okay, so before we get started, if you have yet not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do well to subscribe so that you won't be missing any upcoming episode. And hopefully, I believe this may be the last episode for this iSoft Screen Recorder HD Pro software. If you have a recommendation and you want us to add it up, you can just leave it in the comment description below so that it can be readable and your wish can be granted. Okay, so iSoft Original will be sooner or later releasing his, beautiful software app, which contains all my source code and all my videos with notification and all that, very soon on both Apple App Store and Play Store. So I just wanna alert you for you to know that. Okay, so if you think it's a great idea to go about that, just let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so let me show you what I want to do before we get started. So I have this original project here. This original project, I have a lot of jobs to do on that because the live coding we did, which I didn't do any copy paste, I didn't added it to this project. So the loading screen and all that, they are not part of this project. Yes, so let's hold on to that. So this is what we're gonna do. Now I have this project right here, and when I go to the settings tab, I have this resolution which we will be doing automatically. You'll be getting that, and we have this sound is gonna display available sound for you, and that is going to be your recording. But in our video, I'm not going to add this because I didn't add recording section to this particular tutorial. Okay, so from this record mouse, it is working perfectly fine. When I click on this record mouse, which means I'm not going to record the mouse of my screen, then I click on save. It is being saved. Close that. Let's record and see. So from the display, you could see that there is no mouse recording, right? You can't see any mouse in here, right? So there is no mouse recording in here. So let's stop that and let's see what we have here. So when I go back and then I take on record mouse, then I save, I come to record and I click on record, you're going to see that the mouse is now moving. You can see the mouse. I believe you can see the mouse, yes, and its effect is taking place, right? Okay, so that was what I did, and let's see what I did again. I think I added one more thing, that is record a sound, right? So when you click on record a sound, it's going to pop up anytime you stop the recording. So let's see, when I take on record the sound, let's see what we have here. With a recorded sound, when I start recording and then I stop it, it's just gonna pop this guy for me, and that is the recording of the sound. Okay, so when I just take that off, which means record a sound, I take it off and I click on save settings and I start recording. When I stop it, it's not gonna pop up that guy for me again because I didn't recorded the sound as well. So that makes it much more interesting, and let's see what we have here. That is the recording mode. The recording mode is going to be the full screen and all that. So if we want to add the full screen to that, we can do that, but today we're going to add full screen, custom size and all that. Then we move on. So I'm going to add only the full screen to this project. I'm not going to work within the custom size. You can work within the custom size, and that is going to be quite awesome. Okay, so now let's see for the minimize to tray. So when I tick on the minimize to tray, you will definitely see that when I started software, it's just going to minimize everything to tray, and it's been recording, right? So when I come here, then I right click on this and I click on stop recording, and that is going to definitely stop the recording for me. And as you can see, when I click on play, it doesn't have anything on my screen. It recorded empty, right? Okay, so within that, when I just go back and then I take this minimize to tray, I turn it off, then I click on save, you will see that is just gonna bring up this guy. So that is what we will be doing today on this video. On our next video, we're gonna on if time permit us, we're just gonna see how we can click we can record the whole full screen. When I click on this, that means it's recording the whole full screen, and when I click on this custom area, it's gonna dim to a gray color, so I can select an area I want to record, and that is gonna reflect within within that particular area, right? Okay, so we're just gonna work on that. Okay, so I think that section has a problem. Okay, the GDI. All right. So we will see to that, and we move forward. So okay, so with no further ado, let's hop right into today's lesson. If you have yet not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe, and you won't be missing anything. So first thing first, let's go back to the main project which we were doing here, and I'm just going to add a new project. I add a new Windows form, sorry for that. Then I call this settings, right? And that is a new Windows form. Basically, you know how it goes. So I'm just going to set this to none. Then I go down, then I set this start position to center screen, and that is all I need for now. Then I will just do a copy paste, but if you think you will be doing it from scratch, that is quite interesting. So I'm just going to copy everything from here, then I show you how I did that. So I'm just going to copy this for now, then I paste it up here, and that is it. So I just have to reposition this to that section. So it's going to be like this. This is just a normal panel. I believe by now you know how to do all these things, so I don't have to necessarily give myself a headache anymore. So this is just a normal group box, and this is just a panel, right? That is a gradient panel. So let me quickly show you what I did. So I'll just come here and go into my loading screen. I think I need something. Let's see the pop-up. No. See the registration. No. All right, let's add a gradient itself. I just want to show you something. Gradient, Guna gradient panel, and let's dock this gradient panel in here. And the first color, the fill color, let's see from the loading, and let's see what we have here. So from this section, you see that we have the fill color. One is navy, and the fill color 2 is this. So I'm just going to copy this. Let's go back to the settings. So this is a custom gradient, so let's add a gradient color, right? So gradient, that is gonna gradient panel, right? And it carries along with 2 colors. So the first one is going to be the navy, and then the second one is going to be this color code, and that is it. So this is what I did. And let's see, I added a group box, and I added these guys. So I'll just give you the names so that you can just rename them. So I'm just going to paste it up here, then I'm just going to add up here. So this is what I did. I added normal checkbox, that is that is a Guna checkbox, you see. No, that is a Guna custom checkbox. Yes, that is the Guna custom checkbox. That is what I used. And I added 4 Guna checkboxes, and I added labels as usual. So this custom checkbox, I gave it a name. I renamed it to mouse effect. So that is going to reflect the mouse effects. And this is record sound, and this one I didn't give it any name. So that was Guna 2 custom checkbox. That was Guna 2 custom checkbox 3, right? But you can rename it according to how you want it to be. And this is minimize to tray. I just renamed it to minimize to tray. So basically that was what I did. Then let's see this guy here. This is also the same thing, but I added a combo box. That is a Guna combo box, and I renamed it to CMB resolution. So I'll just copy the whole thing, and I come here, then I paste it right here. So I'm just gonna paste position this here. All right, so now because we are not going to tackle with the sound, I'm just going to remove the sound for now. Okay, so we just have to push this up, and we just have to take this up as well, like that. And I'm just gonna okay, so let's take this down instead a little bit so that it can just fit the whole thing up. Okay, so this is quite interesting. Let's save this guy, and let's see something. Okay, so this is quite interesting, so I'm just going to leave it like this. That is going to be the video quality. And from this, if I go through the options of it, I did something right here. Let's see what I did. When I go to the collection, I think that is the collection, right? Where is this guy anyway? Come on. You've got to be kidding me, man. Where is this thing? Really interesting. Okay. Yes, that is the items collection. When I manually added all the resolutions I want to choose, right? I manually added all the resolutions I want to choose, and I'll show you how to get this working. Okay, so I manually added all these resolutions to my project, and it was quite interesting. So that is what I did. And last but not least, I added just a normal Guna gradient button. And as you can see, I set the fill color one to navy, and then the second color to maroon. And also I added some some border radius, border thickness, and all that, border thickness, color, and all that. So you can just take your time and you work within that. So here I'm just going to paste this here, and that is for my settings for now. So just go back to my Guna gradient, then I select my settings, then I just do it this way. Okay, so that makes it much more interesting. So now whilst we are done with it, let's go to the form 1. So I'm just going to close everything here. I don't need that for now. So let's see what we have here. Okay, let's close the watermark, let's close the camera, all that. Okay, so basically we have these forms right here, and then the settings. Let me close this guy. Okay, so from here I'm just going to double click on this, and this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that settings.show dialog, right? So it's going to show the settings dialog, and let's see this guy. This guy is going to be the selected path, so we will just say that process dot start, and it should start a specific section. So I'll just say that let's see what I did here. I think I changed it later. Sooner I changed it later. Let's see what I did here. Okay, so I called the application startup path, right? Okay, so that is what it's going to be. I call the application startup path. So whenever I click on this, it's going to review where I have my recordings saved to, right? Okay, so that is quite interesting, and I believe is a good sign. Okay, so this was what I added for the registration.show, right? So that is much more interesting. So I believe all is done, and we have everything perfect here. Now this settings is working perfectly fine, so I'm just going to start it up, and one more time I'm just going to register this as a full cracking software. Oh guys, forgive me, my boys, they just they added their own design to my to my project. Whenever I just leave my computer behind, my little boy, 6 years old, he does programming as well. I'm teaching him gradually, so he just come and sit in front of the computer, then he just try to mess things up. Yeah, he's also trying to be like his father. Yes, one day I will be sharing a live video, a live broadcasting, what he would be doing to you in a live video. Then you see what my boy can do. Yes, so let's see. I think I have an error here because of my boy, what they did. I think I have to fix some things up. Okay, so I think where my path is being corrupted, right? So let's try to give out a new directory that is in CPU for the update. Let's try it out and let's see. Okay, so still is the same thing, is not finding the exe. Okay, so let me create a new one, and that is going to be the final. So I'm just going to go here, new. So that is any CPU. Let's use 86. Okay, save, and we just gonna add new here as well. So this is gonna be final. Yes, so I'm just gonna select is this going to be a release? Or okay, so let's use a release, because sooner or later we're just going to release it. So I'm just going to use 86, then I close, then I just gonna save. So let's use 86 for the final, then I start. So it's good, it's just going to create a new directory for me, right? It's just going to create a new directory and all that. So let's see. What did my boys do? Oh, okay, so it's here. Sorry guys, so let me delete that, then let's save that. Good, so let's start it once again and let's see. My boys, they always gives me headache, so let's continue to debug. So we have to turn it to a debug mode, not a release, right? We just have to turn it to a debug mode. So one time in my life, I'm just gonna activate this with the super hack with a super hack serial key. Yes, so I'm just gonna click on the activate software, and then I'm just gonna say Ikesoft, come on, technologies gh@gmail.com, and then the super serial key is gonna be this 000. I'm just gonna activate the software one more time, so it's fully activated. And I have this here. When I click on this guy, it's just gonna reveal this guy for me, but it's not draggable, so we will be working on that as well. And when I click this, nothing is gonna happen, nothing is gonna happen, right? Okay, when I click on this, you can see that we have all that here, so that makes it much more interesting. And yeah, so let's try to go to the settings and let's do some basic coding. So I'm just gonna say me.hide. Yes, so it's just gonna hide itself. Then let's see this guy, just gonna add a gonna drag control. So drag control, let's add 2 of them. So the first one is going to be the main panel, that is panel 1, and then the second one is going to be the settings label 9. So this is going to be panel 1, yep, and this is going to be label 9, yep, and that is done. Now let's get to work. Okay, so this is what I said. Basically, I will turn everything to false. So you see that it is checked, so let's set it to unchecked, right? So it is not checked. This is what I'm gonna do. I will go to my screen settings here. From my previous one I did, you could see that I added some settings up here. I added recording devices, mouse effect, full screen, minimize to tray, record sound, and settings. So I'm just going to take a good look at that. So first thing first, we just have to add from the settings section, let's add resolution. That is the first thing, and the resolution is just going to be a string. And let's add recording device. Okay, so we don't want to add the recording device because let's add the mouse effect instead. So let's see, mouse effects, and let's say minimize to tray. So that is going to be, let's set a full screen. Then let's set the minimize to tray, so that is going to be minimize to tray. That is awesome. Then let's set the settings as well. The recording is not going to be part of it. Then I think the recording mode is just going to be okay, we won't be tackling, but these first guys, apart from the settings, they are all false, right? So we just set this mouse effect to be a boolean, full screen to be a boolean, minimize your tray to be a boolean, right? And that is going to be false as well. So mouse effect, full screen, minimize your tray, and then record sound. But we didn't added record sound to this, so I think it's kind of cool. So with the resolution, I'm just going to add this guy to the resolution here, right? Okay, but I think I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this for now. I'm just going to add the settings to save everything, right? Now let's go to the settings and let's try to save everything we do here inside there, right? So first thing first, I'm just going to work within this, and this is the CMB resolution, as I said earlier on. So when I click on this start, it's just gonna, do some action. So I'm just gonna say that if I'm just gonna say if mouse yes effects dot checked equals to true, then we just have to save the settings. So my dot settings dot mouse effects equals to true, else my dot settings dot mouse effects equals false, right? Then we say else. So that is one key feature we will be adding. And also we're just gonna say my dot settings. Okay, so that is going to be saving the settings at the end of the day, so don't worry. So then we come to this point and we say if record. Okay, so let's see this one here. Oh, come on, let's close this guy. So let's see the settings. This is going to be record full screen, right? So we're just going to copy the name of this. So let's say this is going to be called record full screen. So we're just going to say if record full screen dot checked equals to true, then we're just going to say my dot settings dot full screen equals to true, right? Else we're just gonna take it out. So else my dot settings dot full screen equals to false, right? Then we come down here and let's see how we could work within this minimize to tray, right? So let's go to the settings. Back here we say if minimize to tray dot checked equals to true, then my dot settings dot minimize to tray equals to true, else my dot settings oh come on dot settings dot minimize to tray equals to false, right? So basically this is the code I added, and the reason why I'm coding along with you is I just want to I just want you to catch it up very very quickly. All right, so after that we just have to work on this, right? So that is the CMB resolution. So let's go back to the settings and we're just going to say that my dot settings dot resolution equals to CMB resolution dot text, right? So it's just going to save the text. After that we're just going to say my dot settings dot save, and that is going to save the settings. After that let's try to pop up a message telling the person that settings saved successfully, right? And let's try to add a message box style, and that is going to be information. All right, so that is quite interesting, right? So this is quite amazing. Let's see what we have here, and let's try to keep up and let's see what we have here. Okay, okay, so for the first time let's see. So I'm just going to select this guy. So let me select 1280 by 720, then I'll just take everything like that, then I click on save settings and it's done, right? Okay, so that is it. Now when I go back here, okay, so let's see what we have here. When I just restart this and it comes, you will see that it's not going to reflect, it's not going to be updated, but already the settings is being saved. So how can we be able to configure so that anytime we come to the settings it's going to update whatever we did here, right? It's just going to update whatever we did here. All right, so to do that we just have to do one more thing, right? We just have to do one more thing. So the what we have to do is to go to the loading event. But first of all, let me add one more thing to the settings. So that is going to be, say, resolution index, and this is going to be an integer, right? The resolution is going to be an integer, right? Because we're just going to select the index of the resolution. So let's go back to the settings, and after this guy, I'm just going to say my.settings.resolution index equals to cmb resolution.selected index. So basically that is going to save the index, the particular selected index for me, and I will be using that selected index to fetch for that data. So this is what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm just going to select the settings, then I go to the loading. Whatever it loads, I'm just going to say if, let's say, if my.settings.resolution index, so no, so we will say if my.settings.minimize to tray equals to true, then we're just going to say that minimize to tray dot checked equals to true as well. Else we're just going to say minimize to tray dot checked equals to false. Yes, so that is for the first one. And let's say if my.settings dot so my.settings.mouse effects dot if it is equal to true, then something should happen. Basically, I'm just going to say then mouse effect dot checked equals to true, else mouse effect dot checked equals false. That is it. So let's come here and let's say, I think that is the last one. All right, if my dot settings dot, so just gonna see that particular thing. That is the is it what is it, recording. That is a full screen, right? Let's go back and let's say full screen equals to true, then full screen, record full screen mode dot checked equals to true, else record full screen dot checked equals to false. And that is what I have here. So now let's do the last thing. We just have to call the index, but before, let's do a quick checkup on that, and let's see what we will be doing. All right, so now from this section, I believe you've gotten the basic understanding, the basic ideas in how to build this awesome screen recorder software. Okay, so from here I'm just going to go to the settings, and now you can see that I checked all these and they are there, but the resolution is not being added. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close everything, and I come to this section. Oh, come on, let's remove the breakpoint. So just come here, and I'm just going to say that cmb resolution dot selected index equals to my.settings dot that is going to be resolution index. Basically that is it. So now when I start the system, you could see that it's just going to reflect by picking up the resolution of the selected resolution we selected when we were saving up the settings. Basically that is how it works. So let's see. So you see we have the resolution being selected. That is the resolution one. So I'm just going to select this guy, and I'm just going to uncheck everything, then I'm just going to click on save. So there you go, save, close. Now let's reload it. Then let's see what we have here. Okay, so there you go. So you see, we still have that selected resolution there, and all these are not checked. So this is how I added my settings. Now let's see what I added so far. Now we are talking about the record mouse, right? And with a record mouse, this is what I said. Let me go back to my main form, then let me show you what I did. Now with the record mouse, it is working within the recording. That is the save take clip. It is taking effect in the take clip. So I did something here. All these codes is already in your project, right? So I did this, so we're just going to do that, and I did this, right? Now let's see what we have here in your project. When you go to the back end, you have the same thing, which is called the record mode, right? So that is the take clip. So you're just going to search for the take clip, right? So where is it? So this is converting the video, right? This is converting the video. Let's see the take clip. Where is it? Yeah, that is it. So this is what we said. It is trying to declare this, and this is what controlling the mouse, right? This is what is controlling the mouse. So here we're just going to use some if statement to get it working here. So we're just going to say if my.settings dot mouse effect equals to true. And what does it mean? If it is true, then that means the person wants to record the mouse, right? So if it is true, we're just gonna cut this and we paste it here, right guys? So that is it. So from here we will just say else, right? That means if mine.settings, oh come on, if mine.settings dot mouse effect equals to false. I just want to be specific. That is the reason why I'm using if else if. So here if it is false, okay, wait a minute, we're just going to copy the whole thing again. Let's paste it right here, but now we're just going to disable this pen guy just like that, and we disable this as well, so it's not going to read this. Let's see what I did here. Okay, so I disabled this guy instead, the graph. So that is drawing the ellipse on the cursor, right? So that is what you will be disabling. So this is what I said. I added just a comment to say that come on. So to get going with whatever you are doing, I just added a comment and I said that this controls no mouse recording, right? Then I'm just going to copy this and I'm just going to paste it here. Then I'm just going to say this controls mouse recording. It's just a comment, you don't have to add it, but I just want to see what I'm doing. That is the reason why I'm adding that. Then I added just a division to make sure that my codes are being divided. So if I want to do a retouching to this, I know where to go. That makes it quite awesome. All right, so basically that is what I did. Now let's see if that is working. So I'm just gonna click on start for the first time. Then I'm just gonna do a quick check on that. So basically when you take a good look at what I did, that is the same thing I did here for my recording. Let's see, yeah, for here that is the same thing I did for my recording, right? So it's quite interesting and it's quite awesome. So basically that is what I did. Okay, so let's see what we have here. All right, so now think, okay, what do we have here? Okay, so there you go. Good. All right, so from here I'm just gonna click on this start. Okay, so let's go back and let's say it's false. So we are looking forward for it not to record a mouse. So let's record. Let's see. So okay, so the mouse is still recording. I can see the mouse is moving. So let's stop that. Stop it. Yes. So I think we have to add one more code. This is mouse button left. That is it. Mouse button right. So we just have to add one more thing. This is the mouse button right. Let's add this cursor.draw graphics, right? So let's add this mouse button left. I think it's the same thing right here. So I think it's not gonna do anything. That is it should be able to work. Let's take a good look at the codes, our codes. So we said if mouse effect equals to true because it is a boolean, then if mouse left because then else. So we're just gonna say we used else if equals to false, then this is gonna be this is gonna be that. So let's comment this out and let's see. I think that is what I that is what I did for the actual video. Yeah, that is what I did. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, I got it. So we just have to copy this guy and we just have to bring this guy in here, right? Then so we just have to paste this guy here. Then let's leave this. Okay, so basically it needs to work, right? Because we've not turned we've not turned on the screen recording, the mouse recording mode, right? We've not turned that on for now. So that is what we are going to let's see. So okay, so it's not turned on. That means it shouldn't record the mouse. So let's try it out. Let's see. Yes, still recording the mouse. This is quite interesting. Okay, so let's stop this and let's see. Let's go to the settings, record mouse, save it, and let's record and see. Okay, let's just reload the whole thing again. Okay, so let's see. So we have this to be enabled. Let's try it out again. See, so it's still recording the mouse. Really, this is quite interesting. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna copy the whole thing and then let's see if it's gonna work. I'm just gonna explain everything to you. Okay, this was to record the mouse and we added else if. We added the same thing here. So it's just gonna be the same thing, but we reciprocated it, right? Let's take this off and let's see. I think it should be able to work. I don't know the reason why it's not working. It should be able to work. But it's good we face the challenges together so that we can get to know how to solve this challenge. Yes. Basically mine was working fine. So we just have to take a look at that. So let's untick this, save. Yeah, so let's record it out. Let's see. Still the mouse is recording. All right, let's see what I did from here. All right, so let's see. I'll just have to copy everything from take control of the mouse. That is from where the if. So I'm just going to copy everything from the tick clip. It's going to be the same thing, nothing fancy. So I'm just going to copy everything from the save clip to this and try. But this is taking control of the sound, which we didn't add it to our project. So I'm just going to go back here and to the end try. I'm just gonna go up and paste this here. Then let's see what we have here. I think there is one PB clip. Okay, so that is going to be this. So that is going to be rec screen. It's the same thing, but I just want to see if it is working, right? So that is the status. So that is this is the LBL rec status. So that is LBL rec status. That is perfect. Now let's see if it works. I believe it should be able to work, because whenever it is taking the clip, it should be able to perform that action, right? So that is what I did previously. Okay, so now we don't need to record a mouse. Let's see what we have here. And you can see the mouse is not recording. I can't see any mouse. Yes, so I will be leaving this code, this take clip code, in the link in the description, so that you can take a good look at that and you get to know how it works. You can see that the mouse is not recording, right? When I right click, I do anything, it's not showing. So let's stop this guy. Then let's go to the settings. Let's check the record, save, yes, close. Then let's reload the whole thing again. Then let's try to see how it's going to work when we enable it. Okay, so I was willing to keep this video quite short and neat and simple, but I think it's time for us to do some hard coding as well. So now I have this to be enabled, so I'm supposed to see mouse moving, and voila, there you go. You could see the mouse effect, click and all that, you see. Yes, so that works perfectly fine. This is awesome, guys. I really love this, and I believe you too, you love it as well. So let's stop this. Yes, now let's see what we will be doing as well. Okay, so from the form, from the settings, let's see the record full screen. Now for the record full screen, what I did was, let's see from the original video, from the original project. So with the settings and with the record full screen, this is what I said. This is minimize to tray, this is full screen, so I just said this, record full screen. So now with the record full screen, I just called the function, right? I just called the function. Let's see something here from the main form, this full screen guy. Let's code it. So this is what I said. Let me just quickly copy this and let's see what we can do from here. So with this, I just go back to the form. Let's double click on this and I'm just going to paste it here. So this is what I said. I declared cos x equals 0, which we declared at the top there, and the cos y equals to 0, and I switched the cos to mine.computer.screen.bound.width, and the same thing to the height. And this LBL text is going to be this is the y, and then this is the x. This is the x and this is the y, and this is the width and this is the height. Where are these guys? Let me show you them. This is the x, that is LBL 19. So I'm just gonna copy this x, LBL x, go here, click on that, go to the name, change it up. Perfect. So we go back to the back end, then let's copy this y, go back, click on y, come to the name, rename, and it's perfect. Let's go to the label width, copy that, come to the form, this is the width. Now let's come to the label name, paste it here, and it takes effect. That is perfect. Now last but not the least, let's copy that, come to the settings, that is the main form, click on this height, and then it's label 24, so you just have to paste it, and that is perfect. So that is all I did for this particular project. So whatever I set as a custom size is just gonna take effect on the text, right? So that makes it much more interesting and much more unique. So now I just copy this whole thing again, and from my settings tab, right, from my settings tab here, which is this record screen, we go back to the settings. Let's search for the record, So that is if record screen dot check equals to true, it is doing this. But first of all, let's say record underscore full screen, and we're just gonna create a private sub for this record full screen. So private sub record underscore full screen, and that is gonna fix that. Then we paste this same thing here. So instead of this, it's gonna tell us that these are not being fixed. So just gonna add form one dots. That is it. Okay, good. And here we don't have this statement declared, so all we have to do is just let's go back to the form one. Now let's scroll up and we will see that guy here. I think that guy is quite here. I think he's all right. So this course, okay, so I think we declared it up here. That is this public course integer. So let's go back to the settings, go to the top and paste it right here. That is gonna fix the whole thing. Yes, okay, so that is it. It's just gonna record the screen, else it's not gonna do anything. So you can just add up additional coordinates, or you can just pop up a specific dialog to choose a specific resolution you want to record. That will make it much more professional. Yes, now let's see the next settings. I think that is the minimize tray, and this is very very important. Let's see what I did for the previous video, for the previous project. When I go to my settings tab, this is what I did. Inside my recording, that is the minimize tray, I said it should minimize the tray, it should do this, it should do that, and this is the gonna check minimize the tray. This is the full screen instead. And let's see, this is the resolution and all that. So let's see the minimize the tray. That is going to be from the settings. So from the record, I added some if statement here. So let's see that from our main project. So let's go back to the form one, double click on the record, come down. Now you see something called record mode here. Now let's add some if statement to control this. So just going to say if my.settings dot record, let's say mode. So we just have to minimize the tray. Yes, minimize the tray equals to true. That means this record mode should hide, right? So just paste it up, then we say hide. Else, if it is true, then it's gonna show just like that, basically just like that. So that is it. Let's test it out and let's see what we have here. So basically we're just going to see how it is being done, and if time permits us, we're just going to see how we can add up the custom the custom form. And I believe we will be ending by the we will be ending the whole series today. Okay, so let's see this, and that is working. That is the startup path. So this is working perfectly fine. So let's check it out. So record full screen, it is done. Now let's click on record, minimize the tray, save it, close, and start record. Okay, so you see that this guy is not there, so we just have to hide this itself, right? So let's stop this. Yes, let's stop this whole thing. So from here we're just going to say me.hide as well, right? Just add me.hide to this, and that is going to be quite interesting. So let's start it once again and let's see if me is going to hide itself. All right, so I believe you are really enjoying this particular series all along, and I believe you've been going through all these along with me, and I believe it's kind of interesting, right? So now let's click on the start recording, and voila, it is hidden. So you see we have this here, and everything is quite interesting. So I'm just gonna go here and I'm just gonna right click on this, stop recording. Yes, and it's gonna pop up. So let's play this and see. So you see it's recorded without the hidden one. right? So now let's see what we have here. Let's hot reload it. Let's restart it, and let's now check it out. Let's enable it, and let's see if it's gonna minimize to tray or not. So that basically, that is how I did my settings, and it's quite interesting. So let's go to the settings. Let's check this out. Save is done. So let's close it up. Record. Yes, and as you can see, so here too we just have to add we just have to minimize this itself, right? But you can see that this is working, right? Okay, that is perfect. So from here we're just gonna say me dot hide, just gonna hide itself, right? That is it. So perfectly fine, it is working. So let's see the custom size. The custom size, what I did was I created a custom form, and yes, so I created a custom form, called it my custom size, right? So I called it my custom size form, and these guys are just some panels I added from, you know, the techniques we normally use. So if we want to do this, this is optional, but if you want to do this, you just have to create a new form and just call this my custom size screen, my custom size form, and that is going to be this. So let's see something. What I did was I set this border style to none. That is the border style to none. That was the first thing. And let's see what I did for the main custom form. So I set the Windows state to maximize, and I centered the screen. So let's see, I set the Windows state to maximize, and then I centered this inside the screen. So this is what I said. I added the main color. I set the main color back color to black, right? So I'm just going to copy this panel, just copy that, come back here, and let's set this to black instead first. Okay, so with this I just paste this here, and this guy is just a normal panel. I pinned it, I docked it to the left, and I set the width, the size of the width to 2. So that is basically, that is what I did. So I'll add another one, and I'll set this dock to left to right instead. So there you go. So I'll just go back to my design, select the bottom, the down one, copy that, just come back here, paste it, then I'll paste it again, then I dock this to the top because this is docking to the bottom. So I'll just dock the whole thing to the top. Okay, so that is perfectly working fine. So let's see what I did. From my codes, I just declared this, right? And so let's copy that, and let's come here, and I'll just quickly explain it to you. So I declared this X and Y, which is the width, the height. The width is the width, and then the height is the height as integer. And I declared my brush as a solid brush, and I declared form graphics as graphics. I declared flag as boolean, and I declared public main form ref as form 1, which is my main form 1, this form 1. So that is what I did basically. So from here, whenever this form loads, oh come on, undo that, come on, undo that. Oh come, what have I done? Okay, let's cut this, let's bring this here. Good, let me copy that. Okay guys, I have a call. A minute, I'll be back. All right, so guys, sorry for that, I got a call. So whenever the form loads, so I'm just going to go to the events, then I select load events, right? So that is going to be the load event anyway. So I'm just going to paste this guy here. So I set the flag as boolean to false by default, and I set the X and Y to 0 as I declared here. And my brush is going to be a new solid brush with a color which is gray. Good, and let's see what I did here. So with the mouse down of the main form, when the mouse is down, so that is when we are dragging, right? So I'm just going to set the mouse down. So let's see that is going to be a mouse down. Yep. Then I paste it. So I form graphics equals to me dot create graphics. So it's going to create a new graphics, and it's going to fetch from the X and then the Y and then the width and then the height. Really, that makes it much more interesting. And it's gonna search it's gonna fill up the rectangle with the form graphics by the brush, which is from the X, Y, width and height, and the flag is going to be true. Let's see what I added here. That is the mouse up. That is where I added the if statement, right? So I'm just going to copy everything and explain everything to you. That is going to be the mouse app, right? I'll try and keep the code in the link description. So we're just going to go for the mouse app. Let's paste it right here. So if flag is true, then this should happen, right? And what I said was the form graphics is equal to this, and the form graphics equals to this, and I use try catch exception to say then this should do this, this should do this. This means it is going, the X is fetching from the X, Y is fetching from the Y, the width is fetching from the width, same for the height, and this lbl x.text is equals to the selected rectangle I selected. That is going to be these guys. They're gonna select what I selected, or they're gonna select the particular space I have highlighted in pixels form. So basically that is what I did for the custom site, and then I said me.close after it's done. Then I catch exception if there is any error, and I close itself when there is any error. So let's go back here and let's see. This is the mouse move. So basically this is the basic form for the dragging, right? So yep, that is it. So let's see what we have here. So let's go back to the design. So this is the last one. That is the mouse move. So let's come here, let's go to the mouse move. So that is mouse move. Or is this guy anyway? Come on, you've got to be shitting me. Sorry guys. Okay, so that is the mouse move. So I'm just gonna paste it here. So if the flag is true, the width is going to be the position.y, and then the height is going to be the position.x, and the form graphics is going to be this. So this is basically, this is what I did, right? Now let's go back to the main project I did. Let's go to the form 1 and let's see what I did here. So with a custom size, I just copy this. Let's come to the main form, and from here I'll just paste this and explain. So I declared obj as new my custom size form. That is so we're just going to say my custom size form. So this is what it's going to be instead. So obj is going to be the main form ref, which is me, and the obj is going to show, and the flag is going to be true. So I'm just going to save that. Good. So let's start it once again and let's see what is going to happen. And yep, let's see if everything is going to work perfectly fine. And then we do one more thing. Why did we add the resolution is one more interesting thing we're going to do. So don't worry at all. Everything is going to be perfectly fine. So I'm just going to click on this, and you see, there you go. You see that we have this black screen. So when I select the screen, you see that the width and the height is responding. So that is how basically it works, right? So you see that the resolution is there, the width and the height, it was working perfectly fine. So that is it. When you click on full screen, it's just going to change the whole thing to the whole size. But when you just select a space, I think I have a problem with mine. Yeah. All right, so that is what I did basically, and I think I added something. My custom site, my custom fonts, my custom screen recorder, my custom screen form. Yes, I think I did something here with the background. I set the opacity of the background. So let's see. I think I set opacity to something. I think I set the opacity to 30%. So let's see, from our main custom page, click on the main form, go down, and let's set the opacity to 30%. So now it's gonna work. Okay. All right, so that is it. Let's see what we have here. So now you see that it's now dim gray, and we have the edges all there. That is quite perfect. So you can just draw and it's gonna work. One more feature, let me add one thing for you to see something. When we take a good look at the watermark, I thought of that, but I couldn't add it previously. So let's go to the watermark. That is the preview, not a preview. That is the pop-up, not a pop-up. That is the watermark. Yes. So then that means we can add something to this watermark. That is the demo. We can add some watermark to this. So let's just select the form, the main watermark form. Then let's set the opacity to, let's say, maybe 30%, or let's say 20%, or 50%, or 40%. It depends on whatever you want to do. So that is it. I'm just going to save that, and I'm just going to start that. So I believe by the close of the day you'll be able to create an awesome HD screen recorder software. If you are facing the same rectangle resolution problem, please let me know in the comment section below, so that we can see if we can add up some things up. So let me just deactivate the recording so that I can see the watermark. So let's start recording, and boom, there you go. So you can see that it's now being opaced, right? So now we have the watermark up there, and as you can see, it is working perfectly fine, and everything is quite interesting. So this is how we add a watermark to our project whenever you are recording your software. And I believe and I hope this really helps you a lot, and well, indeed, in fact, it's going to be quite awesome. Yes. So let's see something here. When I am trying to export this, okay, let's see here. It cannot specify the current field. Let's go here. The reason why we added this resolution here, let's go to the main form 1. Let's double click on this export. So with a convert to video, so you see that it is converting to MP4. all right. Sorry guys, I have okay, so I have changed the path. That is the reason why it was not exporting. But when you take a good look at this side, video size is this. That is the reason why we added that custom size. So from here, we're just gonna add end sign, right? So we're just gonna say end, end, right? And add another end like this, and in here we're just gonna add something in here, right? So with this, we're just gonna cut that, and we're just gonna say let's end this here, and here let's bring this here. So yes, and here we're just gonna say my.settings dot resolution, right? So my.settings.resolution. So that is going to be the resolution from the settings we added. So let me copy this guy into my project, and I believe everything is going to be quite interesting. So that is going to be screen recorder tutorial bin, and now I have that is the 64, that is the final. So I'm just going to go to the updated. Let's come back here. Let's see from this of debug. I think that is going to be the releaser. Is it okay? That is the updated. No, not the updated. Oh, come on, you got to be kidding me. Okay, so there you go. So I'm just going to go into the final. I need. Okay, that is the encode folder, right? So I'm just gonna copy this encode folder. Copy that. And I'm just gonna go to the 86 final. Okay, so I think, okay, let's see the debug section. That is the final 86, right? So I'm just gonna go to final. Okay, so that is the 86 final here. Then I paste it here, right? So I'm just gonna paste this here so that it can encode for me. So basically I'm just going to clear everything from here. So I'm just going to delete everything. That is perfect. So I have everything to be empty from here, and I'm just gonna just refresh the whole thing, and I'm just gonna minimize this. Good. So let's start it once and for all, and let's see if the resolution is gonna reflect. That is basically going to be the resolution of your rendering, right? It's going to be your rendering resolution or your exporting resolution for this whole project. All right, so I'm just not going to active the software. I'm just going to continue using the trial. So there you go. So let's set the resolution to 8:1. So it's going to be, that is quite interesting. Perfect. So now I'm just going to start the recording, and that is recording the whole screen. I love it, and I really love this. All right, so yes, I love it. So now let's stop this. Yes, and there we go. We have this awesome guy. So let's export this to, yes, I just want to export it. Oh really? Let's go inside the back and let's see if we have the video here. Why? I think it didn't work. Why didn't it work? But I believe yours will work. I have changed the directory, so I believe it's gonna find some difficulties in that and all that. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's activate this software. All right. Okay, so that is done. Let's try to export this and let's see. Okay, the system cannot find a specific path. This is quite interesting. Okay, so let's use I think let's use the Ixoft debug. Is it part of the Ixoft debug? Let's see. Ixoft debug. So it's there. So let's use the Ixoft debug, and let's delete this exported. Then let's try to record again. So let's delete everything from here. Let's try to record again. So I'm just gonna clean the solution, and I'm just gonna rebuild the solution again. Let's see if we get any error. So there is no error. Oh, there is an error. That is from the Ixoft debug. It can't see the let's see the error here. Let's see if we can fix this error. It's not seeing the recording tutorial.exe. So let's see from there. Recording tutorial.exe. Okay, so let's see from the final. I'm just gonna copy this guy here. I'm just gonna copy that, and I'm just gonna go to Ixoft debug, then paste it here. Yes, and that should definitely fix the problem for me. So let's go to rebuild, and it should be able to fix it. Really? Oh, come on. Okay guys, so I believe yours will be working perfectly fine. And yeah, okay, so it's been a great course, and it's been a long tutorial, a long project, and I believe you've gotten the basic understanding. You can go ahead and export everything, and everything is going to be quite perfect. All right, so on our last edition, we're going to execute this software into a complete software so that people can install it on their computer. My name is Ruben Ixoft Original, and if you have yet not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please, I'm begging you do well to subscribe, because you have a lot to learn, and I am ready to teach you that. Okay, so have a nice day, and Ixoft the Original is out.